Football is a game of respect, and everyone should put good sportsmanship first and foremost. With the intensity of the game comes heated moments where one can easily lose his cool and react without considering the consequences, whether out of anger, frustration, or emotion, which is never justified. But it does happen. And over the years, we've seen several players with short tempers easily lose control and commit to unwanted confrontations, which are usually damaging to their reputation. In this video, we'll take a look at the top 10 footballers you wouldn't want to fight with. Number 10. Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos, a Real Madrid defender, is known for his volatile temperament on the field. During a game, the Spanish international frequently commits to rash tackles, which is frightening because he is usually well aware of what he is doing. Even though Ramos has recently changed his game to focus more on the technical aspects of defending, the broader definition of him as a notorious tackler remains difficult to dismiss, and the record number of red cards does nothing to help his cause. Who can forget Real Madrid's El Clásicos under Jose Mourinho? Surprisingly, the 28-year-old was involved in several physical clashes with his international teammates, including Carles Puyol, Xavi, David Villa, and others. It's clear that he loses the ability to recognize the person with whom he disagrees, despite the fact that they may be someone familiar. Number 9. Joey Barton. English football's bad boy. Joey Barton, the one who is always in the news for his brawls and meaningless fights. The former QPR and Newcastle midfielder has frequently been suspended for poor on-field sportsmanship. He has also served time in prison for assaulting people and starting fights on the streets. One of the midfielder's most notable outbursts of frustration came on the final day of the Premier League season in 2012, against Manchester City. Sergio Aguero of Manchester City was the target of his rage, as he kicked the Argentine from behind and was sent off. City won the match decisively in the end, giving them the title. Barton is also very active on social media, where he frequently picks on players and gets into arguments. You should do the same as the other players and ignore him. Number 8. Frank Ribery. Frank Ribery of Bayern Munich is another player who can be intimidating, especially when he isn't having the good day on the field. When the Frenchman loses it, he can be quite ugly. He was accused of punching his teammate Arjen Robben in the dressing room after a disagreement with the Dutch winger. Ribery also lost his cool against Real Madrid in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, slapping defender Daniel Carvajal, who was having a good game at the time, and Ribery decided to bully the Spanish right-back. Rash tackling, losing his cool, and venting on his opponents. Ribery's playing rhythm includes some of those. Number 7. Francesco Totti. If Mario Balotelli learned anything, it was not to mess with Roma legend Francesco Totti. During the Coppa Italia match between Roma and Inter Milan, the Italian veteran forward committed a heinous tackle by viciously kicking Balotelli from behind. Totti later realized that his kick could have easily ended Mario's career and admitted that he wanted to put his boot through his compatriot. He later admitted that after that incident, he considered quitting football. That wasn't the first incident in Totti's insane diary. Out of rage, the 37-year-old has stomped his feet on opponents, spit at players, and even punched goalkeepers. He's not the refined Italian you want to mess with. Number 6. Diego Costa. This guy is quite amusing. He fights a lot, always trying to get in the defender's face to get a reaction. However, in front of an official, he plays the victim in order to have his opponent dismissed. Diego Costa is the most intelligent player on our list, and his reputation as a hothead on the field grew during his time with Atletico Madrid, where the forward would frequently engage in physical brawls without getting sent off. He brought his fighting style to the Premier League after joining Chelsea. His most infamous moment was most likely during the Madrid derby against Real Madrid, when he constantly battled Pepe and Sergio Ramos, even spitting and physically challenging the defending duo. His most recent clash was with Manchester City's Pablo Zabaleta, who was also shown a red card as he escaped. So, if you ever intend to confront the Spanish striker for his actions against the club you support, make sure there are no police present or you will be arrested. Number 5. Wayne Rooney. How can you expect a regular guy to fight a footballer who knows a thing or two about boxing? So, if you have a beef with Wayne Rooney, stay away from him. Rooney has been a fan of boxing since he was in primary school and even trained for 3 to 4 years. He previously stated that if football did not work out for him, he considered professional boxing as a backup career option. He also admitted that boxing has helped to become a better football player. The Manchester United captain is not the type of player who looks for trouble on the field. But when he loses his temper, he can be as cruel as they come. Just ask Stuart Downing of West Ham United. Number 4. Mario Balotelli. Mario Balotelli has one of the most insane personalities in any sport, not just football. The Italian forward has caused uproar wherever he has gone and never ceases to amuse people with his antics. He is one of the modern game's bad boys, and picking fights over minor disagreements is something Balotelli does frequently. He has been involved in training ground brawls, locker room squabbles, and on-field brawls with teammates and even his coach. Balotelli has already played for several clubs in various leagues throughout his career, and he has proven to be more of a threat to his team than the opposition. These Liverpool fans knew exactly what to do and had the foresight to restrain Balotelli, knowing his proclivity for retaliating against violence with violence. Number 3. Luis Suarez. Oh, where do we even begin? Biting, and biting some more. Luis Suarez, Uruguay's world-class and talented striker, is one of the most dangerous players in the world to play against. In his career, he has bitten as many as 3 players, beginning at Ajax against PSV Eindhoven, then at Liverpool against Chelsea, and at the World Cup in Brazil against Italy. No one has been able to explain or justify his bizarre actions on the field, which have honestly perplexed the footballing world. Despite the fact that he has been punished and apologized for his actions on 3 occasions, there is no guarantee when the cannibal decides to unleash his teeth and strike again. Number 2. Pepe. Portuguese defender Pepe has been involved in so many on-field brawls during his career that fans have dubbed him the Animal. Since joining Real Madrid from Porto, the defender has earned a reputation for being rowdy in his approach to stopping the opponent's attack. Who can forget the disgraceful incident against Getafe in 2008/09, in which Pepe was given a 10-match ban for repeatedly kicking an opponent who was already on the ground? On several occasions, the 31-year-old has purposefully committed fouls, earning him a deserved booking. With fights against star players like Lionel Messi and Thomas Muller, Pepe can always be counted on to do something and cause a commotion on the field. Number 1. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Do not disagree if Zlatan does not approve of something. That is one universal rule that all football fans should adhere to these days. Zlatan has long been chastised for failing to show up for big games despite possessing a plethora of breathtaking attacking abilities. The Swede's resume is even more impressive given that he has played for some of Europe's most prestigious clubs, including Ajax, Juventus, Inter Milan, Barcelona, AC Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, and Manchester United. Personal issues with coaches, spats with referees, training ground brawls, and controversial media quotes have earned Ibrahimovic a spot on this list. He has frequently been accused of pursuing big money deals, and his lack of loyalty to any club has been a source of constant criticism. He is also one of the footballers whose names have been trademarked. Ibrahimovic lets his goals speak for themselves, and his volley against England for the Swedish national team will live long in the memory. A Champions League trophy, on the other hand, continues to elude this controversial player who never backs down from a good fight. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you with another interesting video.